As much as he's done for me in basketball, a part of me think he's hindered me in my career and what I could have become. When KD came from 2016 on, I have not had a play in our playbook. Not a single play that we run for me in our playbook since 2016. But if you're going to take one gripe and not be able to move past it for all the other things, then you're shallow as a person. That says more about you as a person than it does about Steve or whoever else in that instant. You got to take the good with the bad, man.
No wonder Steve Kerr is potentially leaving the Rainbow Warriors. No wonder he's looking to get the hell out of there. I mean, can you imagine being a four-time NBA champion as a head coach? I'm not even gonna mention all the NBA titles that Steve Kerr won as a player. Can you imagine being one of the greatest head coaches in the history of the league, and on your way out, you're being criticized by a player that would be a glorified scrub without you? I cannot believe the audacity of Draymond Green. Like I've been telling you guys for years, if Draymond Green does not get drafted by the Warriors in the second round, if he gets drafted by Detroit, Charlotte, New Orleans, Denver, either team in New York City, or what's most likely the case if the Warriors don't draft him, Draymond Green goes undrafted. Either way, if Draymond Green does not get drafted by the Warriors, if he doesn't spend the last decade plus hanging on to the cape of Steph Curry and Steve Kerr, no one outside of family and friends would know who in the hell Draymond Green is. And on Steve Kerr's way out the door, you have the audacity to claim that he held you back? Again, no wonder Steve Kerr is thinking about leaving. If I have been dealing with Draymond Green for the last 12 years, I would be ready to put as much distance as possible between us two. Headline at Awful Announcing: ESPN aggressively pursuing Steve Kerr as he considers leaving the Warriors. As is always the case, there are pros and cons with Steve Kerr joining ESPN. Make no mistake about it, this move will be heavily criticized by conservative media. Steve Kerr will be described as a major woke star, joining the worldwide leader in woke. But with ESPN distancing themselves from the woke fungus, with ESPN damn near eradicating the fungus by firing almost all of their woke stars, the addition of Steve Kerr, it would give instant credibility to a network whose NBA coverage for the last 20 years has been the drizzling shits. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. Link to the main channels in the description below. If you're a fan of the NBA, or even if you're a casual viewer, you've probably noticed that the league has distanced themselves this season from ESPN. High-profile games are being given to NBC and Amazon. Hell, I have barely watched the NBA on ESPN this season. There is a reason Adam Silver diversified the NBA's coverage. Uncle KC, that's right. He wanted to take advantage of the younger audience that streaming provides. ESPN has a streaming service. Matter of fact, they just launched their new and improved streaming service, I believe it was last fall, that mirrors the ESPN that we see on cable. The NBA has distanced themselves from ESPN because ESPN's coverage of the NBA sucks. I mean, it sucks. Now, to their credit, ESPN has recently made some changes to improve their coverage of the league. Obviously, they purchased the rights to Inside the NBA. They fired who I believe to be the worst broadcaster in the history of sports, Mark Jones. Who? Mark Jones! Mark Jones! They've pretty much buried Doris Burke and kept her far away from high-profile games. And now they're potentially adding Steve Kerr. Now, whether you agree or disagree with him politically, and believe me, Uncle KC has nothing in common politically with Steve Kerr, but there's no denying the fact Steve Kerr is brilliant when it comes to basketball. Whether ESPN adds him to their studio coverage, or maybe Steve Kerr is part of the broadcast for major games, either way, the addition of Steve Kerr adds instant credibility to ESPN's NBA coverage. And this network desperately needs credibility with the NBA. The only concern with Steve Kerr, can he remain apolitical? Can he keep his political beliefs to himself? Recently, Steve Kerr apologized for past comments that he made about Donald Trump. I believe he apologized for calling the Trumper a buffoon. Maybe he felt bad, or maybe, just maybe, Steve Kerr was trying to show ESPN, or maybe he was trying to show the NBA that he's done talking about politics publicly. I don't know. You tell me. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys later on the main channel.